Hello everyone! I run a tabletop role-playing game set in Project Moon's universe called the Fifth Trumpet. Our game is interactive with redeems for those watching to help or hurt the players, and occasional special events where you can submit NPCs. The campaign revolves around 4 department heads belonging to one of L-Corp's branch facilities, and their struggle to keep their facility running after the fall of Lobotomy Corporation. I have the pleasure of GMing a one-shot in Jakkafang's system, Stars of the City. Stars of the City is a tabletop RPG based on the Project Moon universe. Its creator, Jakkafang, is a fellow Project Moon TTRPG creator who I highly recommend checking out. You can find links to both his channel and the rulebook for his system in the description below. It was so much fun to not only run a one-shot in this system, but to have Jakkafang at our table as a player. This one-shot is set before the events of the Fifth Trumpet and before the fall of Lobotomy Corporation, so no spoilers for the main campaign here. Jakkafang's character, Vera, is an inspector visiting Lobotomy Corporation Branch L-53 to ensure everything is in top condition and up to the corporation's standards. Unfortunately for both her and our branch's department heads, the branch's AI assistant has an agenda of her own. A big thanks to Tsubasa, who made the incredible Foundry module we used for this session. This session has been split into 2 episodes, and I've included timestamps for each scene. And so, without further ado, we hope you enjoy the show. Hello everyone, and welcome in! It's so good to see all of you, and I am very excited for what is in store today. We are joined here today by Jakkafang, who is a fellow Project Moon TTRPG creator and the one who made Stars of the City, which I highly recommend checking out. You all can find the system in the pinned message up there. In addition to that, you can also find in the pinned message, we have a bingo game that was made by Dark Door. So if you all want to play bingo as you follow along, there's also a little redeem you can all redeem when you get bingo. And things are also going to be a bit different today from our usual sessions, because we're going to be using this different system. I'm very excited to try it out. I hope you're all very excited to see it in action. And just so you all know, this session takes place before the events of the Fifth Trumpet, Episode 0. So for those of you who have made it past that episode, you might find that the managers look like how they did back then. And for anyone here who's new, welcome in. You do not need to worry about any spoilers, and all of this is canon content that happened prior to the events of the game. And so, if we want to start with introductions, Miix, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Hi everybody, I am Miix. I am playing Miix, the information department head. Miix looks a little different. I am also not used to seeing Miix with their hair that's purple now. It's closer to my VTuber design. It feels very strange. But yes, this is Miix back when they had the Frost Splinter gear. And I am also very excited. This system is pretty cool, and it'll be nice to revisit how Miix used to be. And I hope everybody here is excited to see us revisit that different version of them. Wahoo!
Absolutely. And it is also very wild seeing purple Miix, because it has been a while.
Yeah.
And next up, Merru, if you would like to introduce yourself to everyone.
Yes, hello. I'm Merru Online. I play the control team department head, Merru. He looks almost like he normally does. It will be fun, like Miix was saying, to go, explore more about how things were before again. But yeah, Merru, he looks pretty similar. He's only missing, a little gift. But besides that, he looks pretty much the same, so...
That he does. And unlike Miix, who is in Frost Splinter for this, Merru's still in his magic bullet. And next, Prior, if you would like to introduce yourself to everyone here.
Hello. For those who haven't met me yet and those who already know me, my name is Prior Year, but today I am going to be Manager Prior of the training team, and I don't know what these guys are talking about. Prior looks as he always does, and he always will, and he always has. Clad in gaze and with life for a daredevil, he is ready for today's ongoing inspection and sure that everyone else will be too. and he's sure his fellow managers, of which he has only the highest esteem and most positive things to say at this point in his career, are doing the exact same. All 2 of his fellow managers, because there's only 2 of them. There's no third manager at this branch. I don't believe they exist. You know who you are. Very excited to play with you all today.
I am so glad you are. And you are correct. There is no safety team manager. And Kai, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kai Calypso, playing Kai, the safety team manager. Still in his happy teddy bear gear, but otherwise, I suppose not so dramatically different. I don't know. It's always animal themed with him. Still very much vying after Prior. This is a very different Kai. I'm excited to start meowing a lot during session again, and Kai is, I don't know, incredibly casual about work, so I don't believe he is as prepared as he should be, perhaps, for said inspection going on today.
I am sure there will be no issues with the inspection, and that you will be just fine, Kai. And we then go to our special guest for the day, and the one who made this system, Jakkafang. Would you like to introduce yourself and the character you will be playing?
Hello. I am Jakkafang. I am not a VTuber, but I am a tuber, and I have made the Stars of the City system, which we will be playing today. And that is what most of my content is about on my channel, but you can also find some general Limbus stuff and maybe some Fire Emblem stuff in a few months. And today, I will be playing Inspector Vera, or Vera, however you want to pronounce it. She's not picky. And she is here to make sure the managers are running the facility at top shape.
And
So, looking forward to that.
I'm so glad you are, and we'll see if the managers live up to your expectations.
They
As
better.
my fingers are crossed for them, and I also don't have high hopes for them. As Vera, you begin. You have entered Branch L-53, located in District 12's Nest. You have been given a brief overview before you arrived, I imagine, of what this branch is like.
Clipboard.
I love that. You've got your little clipboard, you've got all your notes, so you basically know that there are 4 departments in this facility. There's the control team, headed by Department Head Merru. There's the information team, headed by Department Head Miix. There is the training team, headed by Department Head Prior. And there is the safety team headed by Department Head Kai. You know that this facility is equipped with an AI assistant who is the manual of their branch. This one has been deemed Ange. And you also know that there should be a manager at this facility. However, there was no information included on what this manager might be like. And so you have been brought in, and you arrive in the control team, where you meet Merru.
I'll go ahead and give a quick description of Vera, since she's new. You see a woman probably in her late 20s, wearing the full Hornet Ego gear, and at her side carrying very loosely a large sort of wrought iron axe. That you might recognize as the logging ego weapon. And you see as she gets closer, the stubble on her face appears to, as it gets closer, have sort of a sickeningly sweet aura, like sort of like old corn syrup that has been sitting around a little too long from expired soda.
Absolutely. And as you come on in, you're meeting with Merru. And Merru, would you like to describe what you look like?
Yeah, sure. So, when you come into contact with Merru, he's on the shorter side. I would like to unfortunately say about like 5'4" to be nice. He looks pretty disinterested. He's clad in a full set of magic bullet ego. And there's little from one of his eyes you can almost see what looks like these like wisps of some bluish black smoke coming from his eye, like the pupil. One of his eyes is that the smoke is coming from looks to be almost pixelated, like a prosthetic. That goes along with the two horn prosthetics on his head. And he seems to be fiddling with a tablet, swiping with his prosthetic hand that's on his, I believe it's his left hand. But yeah, so that's what he looks like when you see him.
Absolutely. And Vera, I should ask, how do you greet the department head when you enter into the control team and you see him there?
Huh. Fairly clean layout you've got here. That's good. Last control team I went to, they had drawn eyes over all the screens. They went a little bit crazy, had to put them down. Glad I don't look like I have to do that here. Inspector Vera, hopefully you got a message that I was coming?
Yes, we've been made aware, yes.
Good.
Hello. Department Head Merru.
Good to meet you, Merru. Alright, let's see here, and she'll get out her clipboard. So, looks like you are standard layout facility. There's a bit redacted here and there, but looks mostly normal. So, she sorts through the pages. Alright, the data's a little hard to parse, so let me know if I get anything wrong. But looking at this, it looks like your department is notable for a heavy clerk fatality rate. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, I would say that it does happen, yes. We have had clerks that have died, yes. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world.
Alright, well, it's under 75% a day, so that is within respectable levels. Let's see here. And so what would you describe as your primary role as the control team manager?
In my office, I tend to see to the CCTVs that we have. I just keep track of the units and making sure that everyone is, doing things properly there. And then Merru, he'll actually turn his tablet and he goes, I recently, my team captain got it set up to where I can walk around the halls and have a, portable way of checking some of the screens while I'm out doing my work around the facility. I just like to keep an eye on everything, I suppose.
Very efficient. And looking here, gives me a little bit of insight into your history. You were in the back streets, correct?
As most people from here are, yes.
Yep. Looks like... Yeah, definitely not a affluential career, but how do you think those skills have transferred into your new life here?
My skills from the back streets? I mean, and he kind of shrugs and he goes, I don't flinch at death, I guess, which happens a lot around here. So I'm pretty skilled at not losing my mind about things. Can't say there's a ton, but that's probably a big one.
Right. You notice she's jotting stuff down. Huh. District, was that 23?
Yes.
Is that correct? Yeah, never been. Any recommendations for food around the place?
No.
If I end up there?
Not for someone outside of the district, no.
Eh,
I don't really recommend people visit.
fair enough. Oh, I think everything's in order here. Your, I'll say your department has the lowest number of notes for my little analysis, and frankly, I'd say that's a good sign.
I would agree.
Well, I'll get out of your hair now. Good luck. We'll meet again in the group assessment.
Right. Well, have a good time talking with the others, I guess. And you can tell, like, Merru, he doesn't, like, roll his eyes, but, like, you can tell, like, when he thinks about the other managers, like, there's a bit of, like, you can tell there's a little bit of friction there.
Well, I'll be sure to give them a stern talking to. She kind of turns and winks at him, and then just drags the axe behind her with a... And she will go on to the next department.
Absolutely. And Merru, you are left alone in the control team, and you can feel, you don't see anything, but you can feel almost this piercing gaze on you. As if a certain AI assistant has been watching your every move and everything that you have said the entire time.
Well, what's new? Merru, it's just another thing he's had to do today. He will promptly get back to work.
Absolutely. And as you return to work in the control team, Merru, Vera, which team would you like to head to next?
I think based on the layout, the information team would probably be ideal.
Absolutely. As you head to the information team, you see that there's some clerks and agents wandering the halls. Most of them wave to you. A couple of them give you a wide berth, especially seeing the logging ego and that big axe. And as you head to the info team, Miix, would you like to describe the sight that greets Vera?
Yeah, Vera, as she steps in, she will see one person who sat behind a desk that is covered in scattered papers and notebooks. Miix is here wearing their frost splinter gear. They have their weapon kind of just like thrown haphazardly onto one of the desks here. They have, strangely, with how like kind of ragged they almost look, they seem to have not ruined their makeup. They have these sort of like horns that sprout in their forehead, almost like antlers. And very noticeable is the sort of large tail covered in scales and fur that almost resembles clouds. And these sort of slightly more pointed ears than normal. I think very easily one could tell that is the result of some corrosion. And also around their neck is a little stone that glows every now and then from Child of the Galaxy. they don't react at first to the presence of a newcomer. They're kind of buried in their notes.
Hey, Blueberry. Yeah, you.
Jessica, what? Huh? Oh, and Miix like turns and sees Vera and just kind of gives a sigh and sort of exasperated look of, oh, right, that was today. And Miix like rubs their eyes and says, right, oh God. And they kind of sort themselves out and say, yes, Jessica told me that one of esteemed person would be arriving. Hello. And Mick stands up and walks over.
Good to meet you. Inspector Vera.
A pleasure. I am Miix, the manager of the information department. Is there anything I can do for you, Inspector?
Just a few questions is all.
Yes, of course. Pleasantries and all that.
Alright. Looks like there's a good few redactions on your sheet that I've been given, but let's take that a bit at a time. So, as the information team head, what would you say your primary role in the facility is?
Well, I'm sure this won't come as a surprise. I am, of course, responsible for all of the information that comes and goes throughout this facility. Any research that we manage to uncover around our wonderful abnormalities, I make sure to file those in the specific folders that we need, share information to everybody, anything and everything that we learn, all that, yada yada. You know what my job is, Inspector. I'm not sure why you think it's necessary for me to tell you.
I'm more so making sure you know what your job is.
Yes, well, I'm sure it will relieve you to know that I do know what my job is, Inspector. Anything else?
Interesting. Well, and I might be reading this data incorrectly. If I'm not mistaken, you are the newest to be appointed to manager? Is that correct?
Oh, gosh, I really thought you'd be better at your job. No, actually, I am the second newest. The newest is Kai.
She scribbles some notes. Alright.
Yeah. And the entire time, Miix has had this sort of like sickeningly sweet smile of like very, very much like fake, sort of like almost in a mocking way, as they just give again like a little smile and say, "Well, I'm sure that that was just an honest mistake."
Yeah. Damn suits aren't the best at making things actually usable. Let's just shift this column up. Okay, yes. So, let's see. Looking at the abnormalities you have here, not only in this department, but across the divisions, you got the Kid, you got Red Hood. Oh shit, well, cheers! Oh, I was wondering where that got transferred to.
Yes, I've been known to indulge every now and then, although we do have to be careful.
And, just looking the data over, fatality rate in your department. What do you have to comment on that? Good or bad? I'll let you make the decision.
Miix just stares for a moment and then says, "My mortality rate is the result of my department having various abnormalities that are of a much higher danger level than normal. I'm not sure why it was deemed fit for my department to house so many VOD modalities, let alone an ALF, but it is regrettably a sacrifice we have to make for the good of the corporation, after all. You know, what's the old saying? Face the fear, build the future. I'm sure those are just numbers. We don't have to worry about those.
Of course. And she scribbles some stuff down, and she looks kind of... I don't know how insightful Miix is, especially at this time, but if you're paying attention, her expression kind of feels like someone who's trying to figure out a bad thing to say, but just it doesn't have the ammunition.
Yeah. Miix gives like a very curt smile and says, "Well, Inspector, I must say I hope that the others don't give you too much trouble. My colleagues they're a little more scatterbrained, it tends to be, at least. Who are you visiting after this? I would assume..."
I believe I'm charting a route to the training team next.
Prior. Good luck with that. He's... I think you'll find me more agreeable. Prior is more set in his own ways.
Well, he sounds like he has potential.
Still, is there anything else I can do? A cup of coffee? Some tea, maybe?
I believe that'll be it for now, but thank you. I think I'll find my way to the refreshments myself.
Of course, I have a quick meeting with my team captain anyways. I don't know where Jessica's run off to. But thank you so much for your time.
Of course. Best of luck.
And, Vera, if you decide to head on out, Miix, you, hear a knock, and you can hear Jessica's voice of, Department Head Miix, I hope I'm not late. I'm here for our meeting.
Miix kind of just rubs their eyes, and under, kind of like quietly, since no one else can really hear them at this point, they just say, "I wish you would have told me she was coming here sooner." And then it immediately sort of completely like collects themselves and says, Jessica, darling, yes, let me come in. You're a little late, but it's fine."
And Miix, as you go to greet Jessica and hold your meeting with her, Vera, you are heading off to the training team, I believe.
Quick detour, however, to obtain some refreshments.
Absolutely.
She has been too long without her preferred drink.
Absolutely. Would you like to take a detour then?
Yes.
You can do so. So you are looking, where are you looking for to get some refreshments?
I'm heading straight to the old vending machine. Find my shrimp boys.
Absolutely. So if you're headed to your shrimp boys, they are located in the... I believe they're in the training team, actually. So you would be able to stop in the training team on the way there to the shrimp boys. Here you go. You are able to enter into the training team, and you're able to make a stop at Cheers's containment unit.
Yep. And when she thinks no one's looking, she will open the containment unit and walk inside.
Absolutely. Do you want to make an attempt to try to not get caught? No.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that the stat, in order to go into this unit without getting caught, I think agility, because you're trying to be fast, I imagine, unless you would like to argue for a different stat.
I think that fits. So with my agility, I will have to roll a 3 or lower on any of these d10s. What difficulty would you say it is?
Well, this is Pryor's team, which has the most agents and clerks that are still alive. So I would personally say it would be a bit more difficult than most attempts would be. But it's not the hardest thing ever. I would say it's probably, it'd be 2d10s that you would be able to roll. Okay. Unless you have anything that would help you on this attempt.
I think that works. So I'll roll a d10 twice. Oh, no.
And let me
will not do it.
Pop out the window so people can see the rolls. So that's a 5 and a 5. So Vera, as you try to enter into the containment unit, this clerk pops up behind you and says, "Oh, hello, you're the inspector that Mr. Pryor mentioned, right? Do you need help finding his office?"
Oh, I was going over a quick overview of some of the containment chambers, making sure everything's up to code, of course.
I see. Well, Inspector, Pryor's rules in the training manual 4234.14.B.1 say that you shouldn't enter the unit without telling Mr. Pryor first. So even if you're an inspector, you really shouldn't be going in there and just in the unit without authorization.
Well, you see, of course, if I were to talk to Manager Pryor beforehand, it would, of course, beat the point of an inspection. It has to be, unprepared for, of course, a surprise, if you will.
As you're saying it needs to be a surprise, Vera, more clerks start appearing in the hallway. You can see that there's now like a whole group of them who are showing up. And this one right here goes, "Yes, but Mr. Pryor said," and another one shows up behind that one. Another one shows up behind that one and goes, "Yeah, you should really listen to the training manual." And more of them start surrounding you, Vera. As there is a swarm of clerks.
Vera has never once in her life been intimidated by a clerk before. She has no idea what to do. Of course. I'll go talk to your manager.
Yeah, you should go. You should go find Mr. Pryor. And the horde of clerks is following you as they say, "Wait, she's going to meet with Mr. Pryor? Does that mean I can get into his office? I have a letter from Mr. Pryor to share." And the entire mound of clerks has started pushing you, Vera, as they crowd in closer and closer to you, and you can hear them all muttering about how excited they are to see Mr. Pryor.
She is practically swept away by the clerks, and by the time the door to the office opens, she immediately just darts through and closes it as fast as she can.
The clerks try to dart in after you. Can you make me, this time the agility, to shut the door on the clerks will be free dice. You get to roll a free d10s.
One. Oh, that should be a success. And another one for good measure.
Yep, you succeed. So the clerks.
For those who aren't familiar with the system, in this one, whenever you need to do something, you check your stat, roll a number of d10s, and make sure you get below or equal to that stat. It's a roll low system for skill checks.
Yes, and that is how it works, which in this case, Vera succeeded because your agility is free and you had rolled a 2 and a free. So you're able to push those clerks on out. You can hear them banging at the door and they're like, "Mr. Pryor, she violated the rules."
Thank you, everyone. Please return training protocol 6B412-go. Move, move, move. We have work to do, people. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for bringing the inspector to me. Dismissed.
And you both can hear footsteps running around outside the door as all of the clerks jump to attention at once.
Love these clerks.
You can see
You.
Vera is. Oh, yep.
Yeah, please describe Vera.
You can see Vera is out of breath, and she quickly kind of tries to adjust herself before you notice.
Straighten your spine, lift your chin, and have a cup of coffee. The man standing before you is about 6'3", with his back straight and his chin raised. He is dressed in the ego gear of gaze. The eye on the center traces a line to the center of your face, and it follows your eyes wherever they go. He has stubble along his chin, but not too much of it. The crown of thorns wrapped around his head appears to be the only ego gift on display, and Life for a Daredevil is positioned perfectly on his back. On his hip, he has what appears to be, it looks like a modified set of material, almost like it's made out of the same stuff the containment units are made out of, but he has personally sort of shrunken it down to a carryable size, and he wears it on his hip. His eyes are focused on you from the moment you walked in the room, and they have not left you. A cup in his hand reading "Number 1 Department Manager." Apparently, it's been scrawled on in paint, is in his hand, and a steaming cup of coffee is inside of it. The only other thing he wears is a long metal chain that has been wrapped all the way around his wrist up to his elbow, where the chain falls off, and he stares you down with a quiet intensity. And I have a question for you. How perceptive is Vera?
She's got an instinct of 4. I think she's pretty perceptive.
Excellent. In that case, then, Vera will also see right where his tie is perfectly done up along his neck, there is the smallest lines of faded tattoos that edge their way up his neck. Otherwise, every inch of his skin, other than the knuckles of his fingers and the skin of his face, is covered by ego gear. So, you're Vera, the inspector. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I had been told that you were coming, and I hope that you found my department in one place. I will advise you that we do have stringent rules around the containment of our abnormalities. Training team is where we keep the agents who may not fully understand the danger and the difficulty of this position, and I will have you know I don't want anyone setting a poor example for them. If they die in this facility, if they die in my department, they don't get the training they need to go to the other, more dangerous departments where that kind of expertise is required. So, I do hope you will understand my clerk's insistence on making sure the rules are followed.
Fair play. Just make sure a girl can get a drink when she's done, okay?
I'll assign one of my agents to head down to Well Cheers with you. They can watch you while you do your work. So,
Sure thing.
Vera, correct? And he offers you his hand.
Yes, she'll take it. She's got a pretty firm grip. Definitely the kind of person who could be swinging that axe around.
Despite how he carries himself, you actually have to maybe be a little careful to not crush his hand. It is surprisingly frail, despite the way he carries himself.
She kind of looks surprised for a second, and then pulls her hand back.
Forgive an old man. That's a joke.
Well,
So, you have questions. I have answers.
Yes.
Let's get this over with. I have, as you can see, mountains of paperwork. And as he gestures to his desk, you can literally see mountains of paperwork and probably like 6 or 7 empty coffee mugs across his desk.
Yeah. Well, you certainly carry yourself like a big brother, so I suppose that's that question off the list.
Starting strong, yes, I have former affiliations with the Syndicate of the Five Fingers known as the Middle. Still allegedly do. Call this a sabbatical, shall we?
Sure. Never tussled with the middle myself.
I
Had a
don't
quick
advise
run-
it.
Yeah, I've heard it. Had a quick run-in with the Index once. That wasn't pretty.
Oh, the Index, the record keepers, the rule havers. Yes, no, I'm well equipped to deal with the Index. I hope you dealt with them very violently. Those fanatic cult mongers don't know anything about anything. Frankly, I don't even know how they're a finger. They're too busy killing each other and their own people to actually get anything done in this city. Idiots, every one of them.
Huh. Well, you certainly have a lot to say about things. Now
I have a
then.
lot to say about everything. Sorry, I'll let you actually get to your questions. I do apologize.
Of
I haven't
course.
slept in a few days.
Well, so, what does your... You know what? I think you've answered this question already, and she will skip the what does the training department mean to you. Let's see here. Have you ever had in your department or in the facility as a whole the abnormality numbers, colloquially known as the hole?
The
Or
whole
pit.
the pit. One moment, and he will start going through his records, and you can see him. While the mountains of paperwork look completely random, he immediately jumps to a certain section of the pile on his desk and begins fingering through it. And then after a minute, he pounds his desk twice and goes, T47, Rodney! Rodney, could you get in here for a moment? Sorry, he should be delivering my coffee in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the moment you say one, the door opens as the clerk comes in with your coffee.
Thank you. And he puts the half-finished mug on his desk and reaches out, takes the hand off, and says, the name, the hole, the pit mean anything to you, Rodney?
The clerk kinda blinks, and Rodney tilts their head and goes, no, Mr. Pryor, I can't say that I've heard that abnormality's name before.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank
Dismissed.
God. That
And
takes
the
like
clerk
7
runs
pages
out.
of questions off of my... And she will tear up about 7 pages from her sheet and just toss them halfway across the room into the nearest bin.
I wouldn't do that. I would not do that so quickly. We're getting new abnormalities every week at this point, frankly. I don't know what you all are doing over in headquarters or the rest of the facilities, but we are expanding at the fastest rate we can, and even then we are barely able to keep up construction of containment units up to the rate that you guys are sending new abnormalities here. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's just something you have to be prepared for. Speaking of structural maintenance, you have been making sure to feed the black hole up there, right?
Pryor looks up at the up at the top of his head and goes, I promise you everything structurally in this facility passes by me. I am technically head of training, but I also handle all of the architecture requests and all the requests for additional movement and all the clerk training across all of the facilities because my fellow managers, I promise you, are not handling that on their own. So if you can skip all the questions about am I handling X, because the answer is Y, and Y is why am I doing it? But the answer is yes, I'm the one who does it.
Okay. Well, I think I'm good to get out of here as fast as possible.
I actually don't think you are, Inspector, because I actually have a few questions for you, if you have a moment.
I suppose I'm obligated to.
Excellent. Could you tell me, for the life of me, why our manual continues to deny my requests for a period of time in which I can take the clerks out of active training and give them preparatory drills so that we can make sure that everyone is prepared to do their work? You know what our clerk mortality rate in my department is?
I got the sheet here somewhere, and she flips through. Stupid suits. Can't find it. Remind me?
Yeah, you can't. 5%. 5% clerk mortality rate in training. That is too damn high. We need to be bringing that down to 0, and I can't do that because I don't have enough hours in the day to make sure that my clerks are appropriately trained. I have singing machine to deal with. I have a variety of abnormalities that upon breaching immediately cause damage to a wide area and threaten the lives of my clerks and agents. And I will have you know that, as you're well aware, The rates in the other departments with the other managers are ridiculous. So I need to hear from you. How am I supposed to build the future if you are not giving me the tools to make sure that the people under my watch, under my care, are appropriately taken care of?
Looking at the guidelines here, 5% is actually a bit, and she looks a little worried as she's saying this. Corporate doesn't recommend that the mortality rates go below 10%.
Yeah, Well, you can tell corporate that I understand that being an overachiever is too much to ask of their managers. I know, I deal with my fellow department heads, but you can tell them that as long as they keep sending me people, I'm going to keep them alive in my department because they're not going to survive long the second that they leave it. So, I need you to make sure that you let the people up there know that I am submitting a formal complaint. Actually, Kathleen, where's my formal complaint? 5, 4, 3, 2. We practice this, people.
The moment you would say one, another clerk runs on in and says,
Thank you.
Here you go, Mr. Pryor, and hands you the formal complaint.
Yes. It is a 74-page document in a manila envelope, and he points at it as he hands it to Vera and says, I need you to deliver whoever the hell your superior is and let them know that this is everything I have calculated wrong with the facility, as well as accurate suggestions for all manager training to make sure department heads are not repeating the mistakes that I have witnessed. You are dismissed, Vera.
Yes, I will dismiss myself. Thank you for the extra luggage.
You're welcome.
She will leave and wait for whatever agent is meant to accompany her to the soda machine.
Yes, as
She looks like she's very much out of her element. She does not like this kind of upstaging. And she does not know what to do.
Fucking amateur hour. They're sending me goddamn basic inspectors. This is nothing. Is everyone okay? Any issues? Are there any delays? Is everything all right?
the clerk looks to you, Pryor, and says, "No issues, Mr. Pryor. Everything is proceeding as it should be."
Thank you. Make sure everyone stays safe, and make sure we keep an eye on that inspector. Everything's been going well today. He lowers his voice really low, and Ange hasn't been acting up, and I think it's because the inspector is here. Let's keep our progress. Crank up. I want people in triplicates today, okay? Do you understand me? Triplicates. We cannot have any incidents, and if an incident occurs, we need to make sure we keep the mortality rate low. Because with Vera here, I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to pull the sway I normally do to keep you all out of danger, okay? Pass the message along to everyone else. I put my faith in you. You've got this, understood?
This clerk is beaming when you say that, Pryor, and Kathleen nods and says, "Understood, Mr. Pryor. I will make sure we carry out your orders and it all goes as you said."
You're the best of us. Dismissed.
And the clerk happily runs out when dismissed, leaving you, Pryor, alone in the training team.
Pryor rubs his eyes. He hasn't slept in actually closer to 6 or 7 days, and he can't remember the last time he had anything to eat as he downs his fresh cup of coffee and stares up at the black hole on the ceiling.
And as you stare up at it, you do not hear anything from your AI assistant, but you can almost feel a disapproving glare on your back.
Pryor flips off the ceiling.
Absolutely. And Vera, you are escorted by one of the clerks. You're not sure, actually, how good is Vera at telling people apart? Because I imagine a lot of the clerks tend to look very similar to one another.
Not people that she doesn't usually care about. If she has a reason to care, she very much can focus in on people, but these are not people who are important to her.
Absolutely. In that case, then, you're not sure if this is one of the clerks from before or not. The clerk is chattering away. I don't know if you bother to listen to anything they're saying, but the clerk is essentially just going, yeah, the training team's really great. I really like Mr. Pryor. And, well, cheers. The soda's really good there. We were told not to drink the grape soda, though, but all the other sodas are good. I've kind of always wanted to drink the grape soda, but, like, I know that we shouldn't. I know that it's bad if you do. And you've noticed as you're walking toward the unit, Vera, there are more and more clerks that are, like, crowding in, like, around you. Like, the closer you get to the unit, the bigger it has become in terms of, like, all of the clerks around you, until there's, like, a whole mass of them again, and you can tell that they seem to all be, like, keeping their eyes on you, as if, like, waiting to see if you're gonna do anything, or, like, waiting to see what might happen.
She will go up to the containment unit, open it up with the permission, and head in. She's interacted with Cheers when it was in a previous department, so she knows what to do. She knows all the tricks.
Absolutely.
She knows how to do it safely.
I will not make you roll for it then, or make an attempt. I will allow you to safely have a soda. However, what I will make you roll for, I don't know if it's okay to do this since I don't think it's an official system thing. Do you want to roll to see which soda you get from Cheers?
Yes, I will.
Absolutely. Roll me a d6 then.
5.
A 5. So, with a 5, I believe your soda types can be, there's the grape one, there is the blue one, and there is the red one. So I'm gonna say 1 to 2 is red, 2 to 3 is blue, and 5 to 6 is purple. So you do get the purple drink.
Yep. She'll turn to the clerk. Common misconception. The purple is perfectly safe to drink as long as it's not opened. And she will check to make sure the purple one is not currently open.
It is not open.
Good. Then she will crack it open. Good old HP and SP. My darling. And she will start chugging it down. She will chug an entire soda and then go back for another one.
Absolutely. You want to roll me another d6 then?
Alright, one for the road.
One
Grape
for the
again.
road? It's another purple one. This time, however, because you're rolling again, I do need you to just roll me a... You know what? We'll do an attempt for this one. Just to see if it's opened or not. Let's do a persona attempt.
Okay. That makes
It's
sense,
gonna be-
interacting with abnormalities.
Yep, 3d10s. This is not hard at all because you're used to Cheers.
Failure, failure, failure.
7, 9, 7. Vera, you do see that this grape soda, the next purple one that comes out, is opened.
Damn. Alright. I guess they don't like me anymore. And she will take the soda and she will throw it at the shrimp and run away.
Absolutely. I won't make you roll anything else because you knew to not drink the soda. So you're able to run out of there, and the clerk books it out of there after you, seeing you running.
Run for your lives! It's gonna breach!
It's gonna breach! But I thought Cheers couldn't breach!
She's laughing her ass off.
I got to inform Mr. Pryor of this, and the clerk immediately veers off, and the entire swarm of clerks, you see them running towards his office.
Alright, I should get to the safety team before I have to face the consequences of that.
Absolutely. And As you head to the safety team, you are greeted with Kai. And Kai, would you like to describe yourself and what you look like?
Well, Kai, I believe will also be sat at his desk, so I don't think it's immediately apparent that he is, roughly 5'8" in stature, and in his happy teddy bear gear, but he sits at his desk. His hair is rather unkempt, as he paws it down as to appear more presentable to the inspector that he knows is coming but has no clue when. When he sees her walk into the room, I think he jolts up so fast that he nearly topples over a half-finished mug of cocoa, and then scrambles to look like he was doing something at her desk. And he'll look up and he'll go, hi, hello, hi, good morning.
Hey.
How-
Interesting place you got here. Okay. And she will... Her clipboard is, like, hanging from her side. The papers are a little disorganized at this point. Okay, she'll shuffle them back together. Okay, Manager Kai, isn't it?
Yes, and you are Inspector...
Inspector Vera.
Nice to meet you. Kai will hold a paw out.
She'll take it. You feel her kind of squeeze it a little weirdly as she's, like, feeling the texture.
Kai will not mention that, but his little bear claws might kind of do the thing that, like, a cat does when it's about to eat into something and then reflex back. How can I help you?
Let's see here. Let's start with the typical one. What does being the safety inspector mean? Or, not inspector, safety manager, bleh. What does being the safety manager mean to you?
Well, I guess I get people ready for all of the dangers that lurk here and how to deal with them. And, I guess I do an okay job considering how much worse some of the others do. I like to think that we work very closely with the training team to keep it that way, if you know what I mean. Yeah, we do safety.
That's a lot more of a cheery disposition than I see a lot of safety managers tend to have. It's a interesting job here at the facility.
I suppose so. I guess it just beats, living on the street,
You see, she gets kind of distracted for a second and is kind of looking up at the top of your head. Oh, this isn't on the questionnaire, but where do you get those? And she kind of reaches up towards your little sea bunny ears if you don't, like, stop her. What abnormality do you get those from?
I don't think I will stop her. I don't
She
know
kind
how...
of ends up, like, feeling them a little. Huh.
I don't really get a lot of questions about these. I don't remember getting them. They've been here forever, I think.
No?
Unrelated to all this.
They're not an ego gift?
Mm-mm. Kai shakes his head very quickly.
Must be some H-Corp bullshit or something. Alright. That's a shame, I kinda wanted some. Anyway. Question number 2. The big old chalice trophy thing, have you been cleaning that out regularly? I'll take that as a no. You might want to check that. Body parts tend to get flung up there. They have the same decoration in the other departments. It can start to stink after a while.
Good to know. Thank
Okay.
you.
And this is normally something you gotta ask the safety crew. I don't think it really applies to you, but do you have like any sort of drug addiction issues or whatever?
Will this affect my position?
Oh, absolutely.
No.
She kind of looks surprised for a second, clearly not buying your answer. Oh, okay. I guess that explains the cheery disposition. Okay, I'll mark you down as a no. Sure.
Hey, Kai,
Hmm?
do you keep track of putting away the Jakkafang that you store for yourself, or is any of that out and visible in your office?
Kai actively has empty containers of Jakkafang on his desk.
Vera, you
Looks
can
over that
see
to
those.
conspicuously.
When he
Oh, fair
tried to
enough.
make it look like he was doing something that may have been what he was doing. But
Well,
that is neither
you
here nor
seem
there.
to have everything under control so far, so I won't let it go up the ladder. Alright. That's that. And that, I believe, should be all of the managers taken care of. This facility is standard layout 4, so no central department. Good. Yeah, I think it's time to call the managers back for the group assessments.
Okie dokie Loki.
I'll send a ping to the command team, and she will go up to one of the terminals, and once she makes sure it's not a layout she's not used to, she will send a quick ping to the control team asking for everyone to be assembled there.
As you send that ping out to assemble in the control team, so for our free utter managers, while Kai and Vera were meeting, you two were unaware of anything that might have been going on. But the three of you all got an alert from Ange, which said, Department heads, Merru, Miix, and Pryor, Clerks have begun to panic in the safety team. Please head there immediately and do not disrupt the inspector and Department Head Kai's meeting together.
Oh boy. Okay. Pryor hands control off to his department head and makes his way down there immediately.
Absolutely. Miix?
Oh, God. All right, Jessica. Go ahead and take care of things here for me. Looks like they need me again.
I've got it, Department Head Miix. And as you head off, Merru, your reaction to this information?
Merru will let out a sigh and immediately start heading in that direction as he's not frantically swiping through his tablet to try and see if he can locate the exact spot in the safety team that through like a camera or whatever that Clerks might be panicking. But he leaves promptly, stopping whatever it was he was doing because the job needs to be done and he will do his job.
Absolutely. Hey, Merru, can you make me an attempt?
Yes.
I'm going to say that you're just trying to figure out where exactly in the department. So I'm going to rule that as... You know what? I'll do it as an instinct. So if you
Okay.
can roll me, and you can just put into the little chat there, 2d10s.
Sure.
And you have an instinct of free, so you need to get below a free to succeed.
Yeah, 3 or lower.
Yep, free or lower. You also, I believe, however, do have... Oh, so that's going to be a 4 and an 8. And you
Okay,
also
well-
do have a tragic flaw of overworked, where you start
Yes.
with 1 injury and 1 anxiety. So that would mean that that 4 becomes a 5, but you would have failed anyway. So, Merru, you can describe how you're feeling, but I imagine as you're trying to search for what's happening, you see that the screen seems to glitch a little bit almost.
Oh, great. Well, when the screen starts glitching, Mer doesn't know why that's happening. He'll probably try to shake the tab a little as he's like hurrying down the hall. Because he doesn't know how to fix the glitching. And he'll like kind of like roughly like poke at the screen in hopes that it unglitches, but it doesn't work, and so he eventually gives up.
Absolutely. And as the 3 of you head into the safety team's halls, Vera, Kai, as you two are finishing up your meeting, you, basically, I will say, you'll be able to join the other 3 before any combat begins. Do not worry. They just have a brief moment to talk amongst themselves before the 2 of you will join them. So, Merru, Prior, Miix, what you see is that there are 5 clerks here who are all in a panic.
Interesting.
Always some problem.
As Pryor arrives, he unfortunately sees he's arrived at the same time as Merru and Miix, and he immediately darts like a bullet gaze into Merru and goes, "Can we at least try and handle this responsibly before we resort to your tactics?"
You think I just go out of my way to shoot things? I don't. I have no reason to
Sometimes
shoot
it
anyone.
seems like that.
I don't. I'm not.
Come now. I don't want to hear that from you, Department Head Miix. Both of you, be quiet for a moment and let someone actually capable of handling Clerks handle this. Clerks, hey!
The clerks hear your voice, Prior, and you notice that even though you're in the safety team, there are a couple of training team clerks where they should not be. And they look to you. But you can see that a lot of them are shaking with panic, and they have their 9mm pistols drawn.
Okay. Anyone not currently suffering from B6 counseling protocol, get back to your stations. Retreat to the training team. Everyone else prepare for immediate suppression. If you are not capable of wielding a weapon, capable of bringing someone out of panic type 6B12, please evacuate. May I make a persona attempt?
You may make a persona attempt. Now, it is only going to be 1d10, however, because these clerks are currently in a panicked state.
Hey. Come on, Pryor. Oh, they are not listening.
That is a 10. The clerks, there is that flicker for a moment of recognition, and you think they're going to listen, and then a wave of panic seems to overtake them as they see Merru. And they've all entered into a panic.
All right, everyone. Miix, Merru, let's enter suppression mode. Come on, we gotta get these clerks back under control.
Fine, if you insist.
So much better person who knows how to handle clerks.
Exactly, how embarrassing.
This is how you handle clerks, so long as you don't kill them.
Right.
Maybe you should train your clerks better.
Maybe you should keep your agents alive, and Pryor draws life for a daredevil.
Absolutely. And Kai, Vera, you two, who were in Kai's office, when you both finish, I imagine, Vera, you're about to leave, right? And proceed with what you need to do to finish things up and meet with the others. You both hear the sound of the first trumpet going off. and see that the lights have begun to flash red.
Oh, I was wondering when this would happen.
Oh god.
Shall we get to it?
It's my job.
That it is. And she will rush over, battle axe in hand.
And Kai, Vera, you both see the mix of training and safety clerks.
Oh, you've deigned to grace us with your presence. Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I was preoccupied.
Prior cracks his knuckles audibly and goes, "We currently have an incident, unknown reason. Clerks have entered panic. We are attempting to a non-lethal suppression," and he glances at the battle axe and says, "But in order to prevent further harm to the facility, I have no authority to prevent you from acting of your own volition. I simply remind you all that this can be handled in a better way."
Alright, whatever you say.
You're right.
Traditions work.
Hmm.
I didn't get to grade 4 for nothing. She will stand ready for combat.
Absolutely. And as we get ready to enter combat, behind the panicking clerks, there is one more combatant that enters the scene. As you all see, the cause of the clerks' panic. There is an agent from Kai's department, so I leave it up to the rest of you if any of you recognize them. But Kai, you recognize this agent as one of them named Carnelian. And on this agent's feet are a pair of red shoes. And in their hand is an axe dripping with blood.
Oh god. That's Carnelian. He's a bit intense. That sucks. He was really pretty too, and a bit obsessive.
I did
Meow.
send you the documents about the shoes. I thought you'd read them.
Well, maybe I should have seen this coming. Oopsie daisy. I'm sorry. Well, at least we know the source of the problem. Guess we gotta knock him out and cut off the shoes, right?
I'm knocking.
Sorry
out.
for the inconvenience, Miss Inspector Lady.
Nah, it's fine. This is honestly tame.
Oh, 0408 has officially breached. Clerks are panicking. We have to engage in suppression immediately. Everyone, form formation. Do not aim for the head or heart. Step forward, draw weapons, strike.
God, he
Absolutely.
loves
And he
listening
looks
to himself.
right at Kai and says, "That's an order."
Yes, sir.
And before we all roll to begin combat, Merru, there are
Yeah.
6 enemies you see before you. Now, there's these little fun things in this system called story abilities. I want to give you a chance if you would like to try to get some of these clerks to scram so that you
Okay.
all can just suppress them afterwards and deal with them later.
Okay.
And let me put that in the chat for everyone to see. There it is. Scram. So you can make me a persona and you get an extra die. So because you're intimidating them, it would be 2 dice to get them to run away. So you would get to roll 3 d10s. Now your persona is only 2, which means that it has to be 2 or lower on at least one of those d10s.
Okay. You said 3? D10s?
Yep, you get to roll 3 d10s.
Okay.
That's a 2!
That's a 2!
No, it worked?
It worked!
Oh. Okay.
Half of the clerks. So I will say, I believe, Jakkafang, actually, to check something with you, you round down in this system, correct? With statuses?
Yes, unless specifically stated.
Awesome. In that case, since there's 5 clerks, 2 of them flee. And Merru, do you want to describe what it's like when you tell them to scram, when your presence scares them away?
Yeah, I think Merru, he will raise up magic bullet, not obviously to shoot, but he'll take like a step towards the clerks, and you can see the wisps of smoke that every now and then are coming from his eye like grow a bit stronger, and you can even see a bit of smoke, like black smoke coming from like underneath his feet, as he glares at them, and he actually he doesn't even really say anything. He just points points with magic bullet to in a way to get them to move away. And it works without him having to even yell out anything. And I guess when the clerks scram, he'll see, "Don't say I didn't try now." And he'll glance at the other managers.
Do you want a good
Excellent
job?
work, manager.
Oh my god.
However, those remaining 3 are still coming at you, and would you all like to roll your initiative order? And your speed
please.
dice.
There should just be the button to roll them all at once.
Right! My bad! There we go! Oh, that's so nice! The Foundry's so nice, everyone. Alright.
I don't believe you've set up, because of the update, I don't believe you've set up the enemies to have enemy initiative. If you go to the main page in their sheet, it's this little thing at the bottom left corner, initiative type non-player. You should set that. That'll make sure it hits the tiebreakers right. You might need to re-roll to apply that.
Wonderful. Oh, that is so nice. Big shout out to the Foundry system, by the way. It is absolutely
Big shout out to
incredible.
Tsubasa for creating this damn thing.
Agreed.
It is amazing.
It really is. All right, all of them now have that. So I'm going to add everyone back into the initiative, and I'm going to hit roll all for all of you. There we go. But yeah, Tsubasa, if you ever listen to this, I fucking love your Foundry. It's incredible.
Alright.
Yup.
And you all should be able to see the little tracker. Oh, that's a long tracker. Right here. So Vera, you get to act first.
Yes, I do appear to be first up. Since I'm first up, I think I'll just go straight for the agent. So I will declare the agent as my target, and he can respond with whatever he's going to throw back at me. And then...
Absolutely. Carnelian, the Bewitched, is going to respond to you with Bursting Desire.
Okay, let's find out what that does. I am going to use Surprise Sting. Basically, for this action, she is going to pull a little, hat pin out of her hat and going to jab with it instead of using her main weapon.
Absolutely. And in response, what's going to happen here is the agent is going to rush towards you, wielding that axe and running at you with it held high. And would you like to roll?
Okay. I will. Okay. So, first die, I rolled a 2, he rolled a 5, so I lose that clash.
Yep.
So- 5 damage minus my affinity.
Yep, so you're gonna be taking 5 damage minus your affinity for 4 damage, and you're gonna be inflicted with 1 bleed.
5 stagger. 1
Oh!
bleed.
However, you did gain 2 safeguard on use of Surprise Sting.
Oh, yes. So, I gain 2 safeguard. One of them is consumed to eat the bleed.
That it is.
So, I do not take that bleed. And then moving on to the next die, I believe I get +2 power from my Clash Lose effect.
That you do. So yours
I don't-
is actually a 10. Oh, sorry if I cut
So
you off
10
there.
Yep. 10 versus 5, so I will absolutely win.
Yep.
And that will, on hit, apply 1 feeble and deal damage and some stagger. And keep in mind my damage is 1 higher, so 11 damage, 10 stagger.
All right, so 11 damage. Now this is a pierce attack, so there's no modifiers. So you are doing the 11 damage to them, and you are doing 10 stagger, you said?
Yep, and inflicting 1 feeble.
Absolutely, which will decrease the offensive power by 0 flat. There we go.
0 flat, but 1 for the roll.
1 per count. Awesome. And that applies to the next roll this agent makes, right? Not
Yes,
the
so it's only a 2, but I have nothing to clash it with, so I will take it unopposed.
Absolutely. And does that mean the feeble goes away since it was applying to that 1d6 plus 2?
No. It keeps going for the rest of the scene.
Thank you. That
So
is
on
correct.
his next turn, he will also have that. So that's why I wanted to use it.
All right, and
But
you've
I
got
do take, based on my affinities, 1 damage, 2 stagger.
Yep. You'll take 1 damage, you'll take 2 stagger, and he does not regain any health because you have no bleed on you, thanks to Safeguard.
And that will be my turn and one of his dice.
Absolutely. Now, what it also means is...
I need to remember this. I also clashed twice, so I get 2 emotion points.
Yes,
That's one of the easiest things to forget in this system.
I was about to remind you of that. You get 2 emotion points, and you used 2 light, and he used 2 light as well. There we go. So, basically, this agent runs at you, Vera, and while you get hit with that first swing of the axe, you are able to come back on your second attack against them. If you want to describe what it looks like when you hit.
Yeah, she goes in for sort of a weak jab, not fully committing, and once she takes the first hit, then she uses that opportunity from sort of the fake out to go in for a much larger stab right to the arm where the person is holding the axe. And then she will just eat the second hit, or the third hit, and allow that to go through in exchange for her big hit.
Absolutely. And this agent will act next with their second speed dice. Oh, and they are going to... Which one of you do they want to hit? Let's see. You know what? Kai, this is your agent.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna attack you with Obsession.
Okay.
Would you like to respond with any of your skills?
Well, I suppose so. I I think I will use Display of Affection.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm gonna.
Would you like to put display of affection in the chat for everyone to see?
Roll
And I will roll for obsession against yours. So you used up one of your light. That's so nice that it automatically calculates that now. And on use, Kai, you gain 1 poise. So you've got that there. Now, you rolled a 6, and because of feeble, oh, it already applies because of feeble.
Yes.
They only rolled, that's so nice, a 4. So Kai, you win that first clash, and you are going to be doing, that is 6 damage. They are weak to blunt, so you're doing 7 damage to them. They're also stagger weak to blunt as well. So that is going to be... do the 7 damage taken. And you inflict 1 bleed. And you
Yippee.
also... I don't believe you crit. No, you did not crit because you only rolled a 2. So that's not a crit. But you get to add +1 from your might 4 to the damage dealt. So I believe that's going to be another 1 damage to their health. And then the second dice goes off, and you don't have a way to defend against this. So, you don't have bleed on you, Kai. So there's no extra power. You are taking 4 damage. It is slash, so you reduce it by 2, so you are only taking 2 damage. And you are taking, however, 4 for the stagger, and you're inflicted with 1 feeble. And I believe after use Kai, you gain 1 aggro. So there you go. So what you watch, Kai, is this agent runs up, right? Right at you, getting right in your face, kind of brushing past the clerk there. And the axe comes down. And would you like to describe what it looks like when you hit the agent with your clash?
I'm clashing, I guess, against, I want to say I'm swinging at the arm that's swinging down the axe if I manage to win that first clash.
Yep, absolutely.
And Brad, I keep forgetting I don't have Cobalt Scar. I'm a bear. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's all pretty similar. And I've got, oh my gosh, King of Greed's, gold punchy gauntlet thing.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, I don't know about Project Moon.
Gold Rush.
Gold Rush, thank you. Yeah, Kyle used the arm that he has Gold Rush on, to, knock the axe off course, in that first clash, and, managed to knock a blow in, on the agent.
Absolutely. And Kai, you clashed once, so you gain an emotion point. So you are now at 5 emotion.
Yippee.
And that is the agent's second speed dice, and that is your speed dice. And Merru, we now go to you. What would you like to do?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. But in combat, if you don't want to attack immediately and save your speed dice for flashing, you can hold the speed dice. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So if yeah, that is just generally a good idea actually for you, if you don't want to be taking hits.
Yeah, so I think if it's all right, I will hold my speed dice.
Absolutely. Merru, you hold. Miix, what would you like to do? There are free clerks, and there is an agent with an axe and the red shoes on their feet.
Well, as my favorite Project Moon character Steve Harvey once said, kill. So I would like to attack, at least. So let's do some of that, Mr. DM.
All right, who would you like to target?
I think the person in front of me, looking kind of like a snack. So I think I'm gonna attack them.
All right, that clerk is going to respond to you with panicked shot.
Gotcha. So let's see. I will just gonna check one thing. Okay. Okay, cool. This seems to work. So I will go ahead and just do a good old splintered shard.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at that.
So,
We got.
you are going to check if your dice rolled minimum value. It did not, so you
Did
don't
not.
re-roll it, but you win the clash.
The first one, yeah, I win the clash, which means I inflict 1 bind, and I believe the first one will hit, so it inflicts 2 sinking.
That is correct. So you get 1 bind, and you get 2 sinking on them.
And on damage, that I deal, I assume.
Yep, you add.
+1 from Might 4 to damage dealt.
That is correct. So this clerk is basically going to take 6 damage, because you do a +1. All of the clerk's damage is an extra 2, so it is actually taking 8 damage from you. And it's going to take, for the stagger, it's +2 as well, so it is also going to take the +2 from that for 8 damage.
Okay.
And we then go to your second hit, which the clerk has no defenses against. So
Yeah.
you are going to do another 2 sinking. So this clerk currently has 4 sinking on them. We'll check if you crit, but it does not. Nope, you rolled a 2, so you did not crit. However, you do the +1 from your Might 4, so you are doing a total of 4 damage, which has another +2 value, because clerks are very squishy.
That's fair.
So that's
fair.
gonna be 6 damage to this clerk.
In that case, I have 1 more speed die.
Yes, but you wait. Your last speed die, you rolled only a 1. So
That's
your
true,
final
it's true.
speed
I
die
didn't
you
see
could
that
not
until
yet
just
use.
now.
Yep.
Yeah. Oof. No, I just saw that. You're right. In that case, that will be Miix.
Would you like to describe what it looks like as this clerk tries to shoot at you, Miix, panickedly firing at you?
Yeah, Miix kind of just like sidesteps, and kind of easily, it's almost kind of like they're dancing, sort of just like dancing gracefully as they like twirl around and dodge each shot. They seem very comfortable with the melee weapon, actually, and as all the shots are fired in that brief moment where the clerk is trying to ready their aim again, Miix takes advantage of that, comes in, thrusts deep into the clerk, and twice in rapid succession, in an attempt to quote unquote knock this person out. You know, priors, that whole thing, it's fine. I guess Miix has to be a little more careful than normal, but, if it was up to them. Either way, Miix lands 2 blows in rapid succession and says, "You really should train these clerks better. Their aim is so sloppy."
Them fighting is a failure on our part. Let's not forget that.
Your part.
Prior does not dignify that with a response.
Absolutely. And Miix, that is your first speed dice. And I'm just remembering that that agent there had an on use. So don't worry about that 2 haste that just appeared.
That I am worrying.
Oh no, you're good. It's fine. It'll all be good. As we go to this clerk here, Merru, you scared the other clerks. They're coming at you. And they're trying to hit you with panicked mutters.
Okay.
Would you like to use your speed dice to respond?
Yes. I think... Oh, I just clicked the wrong thing. I will... Sorry, I'm just taking a little gander at my... Okay. I'll probably respond. I don't think I know what that attack does, so I'll probably just use to clash my magic bullet fire.
Absolutely. You can roll your magic bullet fire. All right. So, Merru, your first dice was a 6 versus this clerk's 5. So you beat the clerk. Your speed die is a higher value than the clerk's. So you get to inflict burn versus the difference. So you had, actually, Jakkafang, this is the question for you. The clerk and Merru both had a 5 for their speed die, I believe. Or does it mean the speed die's value here?
Yeah, if they both rolled a 5, then they are the same speed.
Absolutely. Does that mean that there would not be any burn inflicted then because there's no difference?
Yes.
Got it. So,
That is
Merru,
correct.
you don't get to inflict any extra burn. But you do get to inflict free burn.
Okay.
And you get to add +2 to the damage you do from your might. So you are doing 8 damage, which is upped to 10. Because
right.
clerks are squishy.
Well, that's a good way to make a reminder. I just noticed you put that on damage tag.
Oh, thank you! Yes, I thought that would be the best way to remember. Would be the little on damage tag there. So that was your magic bullet fire. The second one, the clerk got a 5. And Merru, you only got a 4. So you do fail to evade the clerk.
Yeah.
Which means that you reduce your damage and that is block. My bad. On Clash Lose, if the opposing dice is offensive, you reduce stagger taken by the die's power. So you would get to reduce your stagger because your dice power is 4 by 4.
Okay.
So what would happen?
So reduce the stagger taken, so you're not reducing your stagger meter, you're keeping more stagger. Does that make sense?
That does. So
Protecting
just
yourself from the stagger damage.
So in that case, would Merru take? He takes -2 to pierce, so he would only take if it's 5 damage.
Yeah, so 0 stagger, and then minus, 2 damage? So 3, I think, was your affinities?
Yep, Merru would take free damage, and then the stagger would be -1, and then he also has a -1 affinity. So yeah, he's only taking, oh yeah, no way. Does he not take any stagger damage? Because it's 5
No stagger damage, but
minus
you will
4.
still take the sinking.
Awesome. Nice. All right, so Merru, yeah. You don't take any stagger damage, 5 minus 4, and then you have a -1, so you take no stagger, you take free damage. However, you do get the sinking. So that is going to be 2 sinking inflicted on you.
Okay.
And that was 2 clashes, so you gain 2 emotion points.
Okay.
Oh, yep. And then
Oh.
the third die.
Yes. Merru, your third die is doing 5 damage to this clerk, which is gonna be 7 damage. Because the clerk takes +2.
Doubled because of his ability. So the affinities are doubled. So it ends up being 9, I believe.
Oh, you're
Because-
right.
Yep. He doubles weaknesses.
Oh, this clerk is so cooked. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wait, Merru is the clerk killer because
Oh my god.
for those of you who don't know,
Yup.
Merru has the story ability, or the battle ability, exploit weakness. So, oh, that clerk would have actually taken extra damage from Magic Bullet Fire as well, because it's weak to that pierce. So it would have taken an extra 2. And then from your last one, it would take 5 plus 2 from your might is 7. Plus 2 from Pierce is 9. Plus 2 from your story ability for 11?
Yeah, I think
Yippee.
so.
I think so too. And that also means the stagger does some extra, because that means that Merru, you would have done an extra 2 to the first attack, because it doubles. And that means this attack you're doing 5 plus 2 from your might, so that's... Oh, no, sorry, the might only applies to damage. So 5 plus 2 from their weakness, plus another 2, so that's 9. This clerk is not looking good. You all can see that this clerk is very bloodied, and is also inflicted with another free burn, as their body seems to almost light a flame. And you did not kill them, so you don't regain that light. But would you like to describe what it looks like as you hit this clerk, Merru?
Yeah. Before I do, can I just ask when the clerk used panic mutters, like what it looked like as they were coming at Merru, just so I have like a visual in my head?
Absolutely. You see the clerk walking towards you, and the clerk is kind of like muttering, like about, like you can just hear like the mutterings of the entire facility, the axe, and that accursed magic bullet, and the clerk's looking right at you, and your glowing, wisping eye in particular, Merru. As they fire shots and whisper.
Merru he's able to see with his prosthetic and his augments give him a bit of an extra like perception, I guess. He's able to, it helps him with reflexes and dodging, but he is not able to entirely miss everything. But as even though he gets hit a little bit, and the things that the clerk saying, they don't get to him, but he does like his eyebrow twitches a little bit. So he doesn't exactly hold back when he goes to shoot. I mean, he's not aiming for the head or anything or the chest or whatever. But he definitely doesn't hold back. And you can see the portal form and the wisp in his eye kind of flare up again as the bullet shoots out towards the clerk, and blue almost flames, I guess, are left behind in its wake.
Absolutely, and it pierces this clerk here. And Merru, that is your speed die, and that is that clerk's speed die, which means Vera, you now get your second speed die.
So So, are we still sticking with the non-lethal or not? I'm getting mixed signals here.
Prior turns with like a snap so like forceful you think his neck is going to break, and he says, "We maintain our personnel. They have valuable intel and knowledge. Please keep your suppression non-lethal so we can preserve our resources."
Fair enough.
I guess you said the magic word.
Then I will go to the agent over there. Since he does not have any speed dice, I can just go straight in for my skill.
That you can.
I think this guy'll just give him the old 1-2.
Absolutely.
So let's go. Let's see. We do not have any ego passives active, so that check does not apply. So I will just roll the whole thing.
Go for it. The old 1-2.
So going in for a big swing with the axe, and once the axe is down on the ground, go in for an uppercut with her fist.
I love that. All right.
So 2 hits, 1 slash, 1 blunt. Each one will inflict 1 tremor.
Absolutely. So, just
a little bit of buffs.
check. So the first one is 4. It says, yep, no ego passives, and you inflict tremor. This agent does resist slash, so it only takes 3 for both the stagger and the damage, since it resists both of them by 1. So that's going to be 4 minus 2. Yep, that's going to be 3 damage and 3 stagger. And you inflict your tremor. So let me put that status on. And then your second one hits. Blunt is 1. They are weak to blunt for both stagger and
plus
for
1
damage.
damage on each.
Yep,
So another 2 damage.
that it is. So you do 2 damage and you inflict another
That
tremor.
extra damage is hard to track. It's probably going to be axed in the next big update.
No, you're good. You're good. That makes sense. I love getting to see this system run, though. I hope you know it's very fun.
Yeah.
You don't get any emotion points, however, because
Yes,
yep, you did not clash at all here. I believe, and would you like to describe what it looks like as you come at this agent who has no way? They're so obsessed and so focused on Kai that they don't even see you, I imagine, coming at them, Vera.
Yep. I take the logging axe, and while they're distracted against Kai, go right in the back and just cleave into their spine a bit. And then once they turn around, just sucker punch right in the jaw.
Absolutely. And as you do so, Prior, we go to you next.
Okay, I could take out a clerk before they get another turn, or I could clash with the speed dice and prevent us from taking damage. Honestly, we're doing really well on HP. I think it's fine if we have an unopposed attack go off. It might be better to just clear the field out so that we have a speed dice advantage on the next round. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Absolutely.
Prior will target the hold on, let me actually double check the wording of this before I do it. Yeah, I won't be clashing, but I am going to target this clerk, and I'm going to declare superior leadership.
Absolutely.
And they don't have a speed dice to clash me with.
They do not. So you get to grant 1 protection to free allies. That can include yourself. Who would you like to choose?
I am going to choose myself, Miix, and who is this third clerk most likely to go for? Potentially, I think it's gonna be someone in the front line. Let's do Vera, Prior, and Miix.
All right. All
I
of
can
you
just add
get
my own sheet.
1 protection. And
Nice.
Yes. Then I am going to make that roll.
please do. All right, so the first one, you are not at below or half health, at or below half health. There's no clash, so nothing goes off, but you do. It would be 10. Oh no, it is 10 because it's the clerk. It would be 10. It is 12 damage to this clerk on that first one because of their weaknesses. So you do 12 damage, and you also stagger the clerk. The clerk is now staggered. You then, your second one goes off. There's no clashing, but you do 8 damage this time. With a 6 up, and they've got the +2 to their stuff. And your last one, you have an unopposed evade, which means that you get to save that die for later deployment.
Awesome. Merru, you still, you know what, Merru, you want to take a shot at the red shoes?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, perfect. Then
has to be the same target.
with the same target.
Yep.
Merru can't do non-lethal. You know what?
Would Prior trust Merru to non-lethally take out the clerk?
You know what? Kai is standing right there, and Merru can save his life. Prior will, Kai, would you mind popping an ability on that clerk? Yes.
Yeah,
so,
I think
Yep. When Prior uses this ability, you can choose any of your abilities that cost 1 light or less, and you get a free attack against this clerk.
Oh, sick nasty, right.
Yep. So
Okie
which one would
dokie.
you like to use? I'll say this clerk looks like in very bad condition. This clerk looks like they are on the verge. They are staggered currently, so they're basically not moving at the moment. They're just kind of frozen.
Okay. Sorry, the only reason I'm looking is because I don't want... I'm hesitant to reuse the exact same attack.
Well, if it ain't
Okay,
broke, don't
let me
fix it.
try... Sorry, what'd you say, Miix?
I was gonna say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Regardless of that, I think I am actually going to use something else. Nostalgic Embrace of the Old Days, I think.
Absolutely. Can you roll that one?
Yeah, brilliant.
So, you, on use, you get to reduce an ailment on yourself by free. You currently have Feeble on you, so you can reduce Feeble.
Actually, Feeble is a debuff. So the
Thank
basic
you.
ones, like Feeble, Disarm, Bind, and Fragile, are debuffs. They're a little harder to get rid of. Ailments are like Burn, Bleed, Tremor, Sinking, stuff with more unique effects.
Oh, thank you, Jakkafang. Okay, right. I have to remember which ones are debuffs, which ones are ailments.
Yes.
I wrote down a little
The
list for
distinction
myself.
does come up sometimes.
So in that case, Kai, you don't have any ailments you can get rid of. But
That's...
you aren't clashing, so you don't lose any stagger resist. You do, however, inflict 1 bleed on this clerk. And you get to add +1 from your might. So you are doing to this clerk 1 + 1 plus an extra 2 damage, because the clerk takes an extra 2 to everything. So you are dealing 4 damage to them.
Yep.
And you are dealing, the stagger does not matter because they are already staggered.
Yes.
And then you get to save your block dice, I believe, because that goes unopposed.
Wahoo.
Yep, so you can save it for later deployment. So you and Pryor both currently have a save dice. He has an evade, you have a block.
All right. Yes, as Pryor comes in, he crosses the battlefield with surprisingly light steps. He dances around the agents with red shoes and says, as he gazes upon the clerk, he goes, "Immediate suppression underway. Hold self. Counseling will be provided." He strikes one hit across their knee. The second one travels across their arm holding the 9mm, and as he steps back, he snaps his fingers audibly, points at them and says, "Now, sick!" And knowing the order, he gives Kai the opportunity to strike.
Absolutely. And Kai, would you like to describe what it's like when Pryor tells you to sick?
Well, I don't know. A dog listens to his owner, or I guess his old owner, and Kai will sick him.
Absolutely.
Lunges at the clerk, and was 4 enough to incapacitate? Or
This clerk is still alive, but they are staggered currently. So they're not unconscious yet, but they are currently frozen and not really able to move much.
Okie dokie.
I need to get Tsubasa a note on having a visual indicator for stagger. That would be useful.
No, you're good, because actually, I did note something. As it is staggered, this clerk, at the end of your turn prior, has been successfully suppressed. When the panic clerk becomes staggered for the first time, they're knocked out of the panic state and no longer hostile. So this clerk leaves the initiative and leaves the combat.
As they're staggered, as Kai's sucker punch knocks them to the ground, Pryor stomps his foot, points at them, and just says, "Back to training immediately. Go."
Yes, Mr. Pryor. And the clerk kind of clutches at their wounds. You can see where magic bullet pierced them. That the burn, you can see like the burn marks there as they hobble on off. But there is still another clerk. And this one, you know what? Vera, this was one of the clerks from before that swarmed you, and in their panic state, they want revenge. As you are going to be targeted with flail.
Hello.
What would you like to do in response?
I can't do anything. I don't think I have any dice saved.
Right,
so-
you have no speed dice, and you have no save dice.
Come on, hit me! Okay. So thankfully I have 2 protection.
That
so all
you
of this
do.
is reduced by 2 and then another 1. So I only take damage from the first. However, that is gonna do a good bit of stagger. So 8 stagger to me.
Yep,
So I am halfway to stagger.
8 stagger, but only, I believe, 1 damage, you said, correct? Because of your protection?
Yep.
Absolutely. Vera,
She's not really hurt from these attacks, but I imagine it's kind of like literally just flailing their arms around her, and she's like, "Oh no, no, get away, get away!"
Yes, this clerk's just basically like railing against you is what's happening.
Interesting choice of words, but okay.
Oh wait, I'm you know what? I'm just not going to speak.
It's a slap fight.
It's a slap fight. They're kind of slapping you. And as they do so, that is their speed dice, and we go to you, Miix, who still has a speed dice available. None of them can respond, so you can target the agent or you can target one of the clerks.
Which one looks more beat up is my question.
Currently, the clerk that is right in front of you looks more beat up. The one that is slapping Vera looks like they have taken no damage.
Okay, well, I might as well take down the clerk in front of me. And I have the resources, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do a big one. And I'm gonna use my duel skill here. A very different kind of duel than what Miix has currently in the TFT. I should clarify. It's not the same one. But I'll go ahead and do this.
Absolutely. So, you gain 2 haste on use. So that's going to be 2 haste for you. You get to do, so you have an unopposed evade, so you get to save that evade dice. You don't win a clash, so you don't lose any stagger resist, but you do get to inflict 1 fragile. And you save your utter evade dice, and then you get to inflict another 1 fragile. With that last one. In terms of damage, for the first one, you are doing 12 damage when you put all the modifiers in, and 11 stagger. And for the second one, you are doing 9 damage once you've calculated the clerk's affinities and your own might bonus. With a 6, you do +1 from your might, and +2 for 9 from the infinity. And the stagger is gonna be 6 +2 from the clerk's affinity. That is enough to stagger this clerk.
Awesome.
So this clerk has been successfully suppressed upon becoming staggered and would... Oh?
Question, for the sake of the regaining 2 light, would that count as a kill?
No, it would not, because I believe, and Jakkafang can correct me if wrong, on kill has to be when their damage drops to 0.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. In that case...
Could deem it a successful defeat, just because they have a weird ability, but that's up to you.
You know what?
Whether you think the ability should include that.
I'll be benevolent. I'm usually not, but you know what? I will deem this, I will let you count on kill. For all of your on kill skills, I will allow successfully suppressed to count as a kill.
Yay!
So you get to regain your 2 light. And would you like to describe what it looks like as you suppress this clerk?
So Miix kind of watches as Friar has to get Kai to solve his mess. Once again, Miix just rolls their eyes. Oh, Friar, you really should learn how to take care of things yourself. Let me show you. And Miix immediately, again, starts to do this sort of like elegant, almost stance. Even more gracefully, almost as if to say, like, what Friar was doing before, not even nearly good enough. And Miix sort of sways back and forth, and instead of piercing this clerk with the spear, because of course Prior's going to be a baby about it, Miix will instead use the other end and sort of starts to use it almost as almost like an impromptu staff, sort of smacking the clerk in different areas. Like the clerk tries to bring up their weapon, and Miix just using like the end of the spear, like smacks their hand to the side, and just it's sort of like a series of several rapid strikes, and eventually Miix lands like this heavy swing against the Clerk's head, there's this crack you can hear as Frost Splinter makes contact. And the clerk is staggered from this. And Miix just sort of brushes their coats and says, "That's how a real manager gets things done. You should take notes."
Excellently done and insufferably reported. As always, Miix.
And Miix like gives you like a very smug, like shit-eating grin.
Ugh. Prior refocuses his stance.
And we go to the end of the scene, which means I believe some things are going to trigger.
Yes.
So, I think I'm going through to see what everyone has. So I believe that those of you who have the buff for, because I know Kai has.
So yeah, I can go through what each one does myself. if
That
you'd
would
like
be
me to go
so lovely if you could do that, and I can have them trigger when you describe them.
Miix, or no, not Miix, Merru. You have syncing, so you're going to go over to your statuses sheet, and you'll see syncing, trigger, divide by 2. So syncing, at the end of the scene, a target inflicted with syncing will lose stagger equal to the value, then half it.
Okay.
So that will take your stagger resist down by 2. Kai, your feeble completely runs out, and your aggro is halved, which since it's 1 just means it goes down to 0.
Yep.
And then Miix, your protection wears off, your hastes will wear off, but only after we've rolled speed dice.
Gotcha.
And then the agent, they lose their feeble, their bleed is halved, and they take damage equal to the count. That's not actually set up properly. There's supposed to be a divide by 2 trigger there, but I don't think it'll be there for you. So just do the -1 because it'll result in the same thing since it's just 1.
Absolutely.
The tremor stays, and the haste will go away after we roll.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that part's automated, but at least I want to keep it around for it to be added in the initiative.
Sounds good. And I believe Prior's protection also goes away, correct?
Yes.
All right, but you keep your safeguard, and Kai keeps poise.
Yep.
And that means that we... Oh, I don't know why Miix is there. Go to scene 2. And that means you all get to roll your speed dice again.
Yay!
But since it's an even-numbered scene, I get my counter die up.
That you do. The agent also gets something special because it is an even number scene.
Oh.
At the start of all even number scenes, gain 1 haste.
That's neat. So you want to do that before, rolling.
Yep. It does not look like they apply the benefits of haste, so I just add a +3 for free haste, right? To the result of the roll?
It should be... What did it... Huh. That is weird. Maybe it's because it hasn't been updated? Maybe it was something weird with... Oh, that looks like it worked.
Oh, that one applied. For some reason, the second speed dice didn't. Or does it only apply to one speed dice?
It's supposed to apply to all of them. We're gonna have to bug test that.
No worries. Well, I'll apply it to that 6. Should actually be a 9 then. And then I believe haste wears off, correct?
Yes. Once it all goes through.
That also only worked on one of them for me.
Yep. Looks like that's gonna need more testing.
No worries. I think it applied Miix's 2 haste, because it looks like it's 1d8 plus 2, so Miix...
On one of the rolls, but the second one didn't.
Oh! You can add plus 2 to your
So-
second one then, I imagine.
Yeah, so it should be 6 and 4.
So you might have to do that manually, so.
Absolutely. I updated Miix in the initiative. Oh, I forgot to roll everyone. My bad. I should do that next time. But all of you are now in the tracker again. And-
SpaghettiOs.
There's a lot less clerks on the battlefield
Okay,
now.
our light regen does not appear to be automated. So everyone, that little
Regen your
arrow
light.
next to your light,
Yep.
regen that amount.
So Merru, you get 1 light back. Kai, you get 2 light back. Vera gets 1 light back.
One.
Or do you get
Yeah.
1 light back, or do you get 2 light back
Yeah.
this scene?
I get 1 because I chose the speed die.
Right. Thank you. Prior gets 2 back, and Miix, you get 1 back.
Yep.
And this agent here gets 2 back. And the clerk gets 1 back. All right. So, the agent goes first. I think this agent, Kai, they see you. He sees you, right? And he kind of looks at you, and you can see there's that obsession in the gaze. There's that blood that's still dripping from the axe. And he turns and he swings instead, not at you, but at Prior, who's right behind you.
Ooh, okay.
After seeing that display. And, Prior, this agent is going to use on you. We're gonna use when there are no feet left.
That's a terrifying ability name. Okay, I am going to... Honestly, you know what? I'll clash with Superior Leadership again.
Absolutely. Make that roll. So,
Okay.
on use, you get to grant 1 protection to free allies.
Definitely including myself on this one. I'm gonna choose myself. I'm gonna choose Vera, and I'm gonna choose Merru.
Absolutely. So Vera, you said Vera, Merru, and yourself?
Yes.
You all gain 1 protection. Then we go to the clashing. So Prior, you rolled a 2, and they rolled
I did
a
roll 2.
12.
Yep.
So they're gonna win this clash. They also gain 2 haste on use. So let me add that. As they spin towards you, you do not have bleed, so they don't get +2 to their power. But they do inflict 1 feeble on you. However, you lost the clash. You gain 1 thorns.
Yep. 1 thorn, 1 feeble.
Yep. So they are going to be dealing to you 12 slashing damage, which I believe you actually get a -1 to all slashing you take. So you take 11 to your damage, 12 to your stagger.
Yep. That hurts. I did clash though, so I'll go my emotion point up by 1.
Yep, you get your emotion point up by 1. Second clash happens, and it is your 8 offensive dice against their 7 evade. Now, I believe...
Unfortunately,
Oh?
Yep. Were you about
I
to
have feeble.
on the feeble?
Yeah.
Right. So that is a tie. So nothing happens.
Yep.
Both dice are lost.
However, I believe that the agent did take 1 damage from the thorns upon hitting Prior.
Yep.
And that is just to damage, not to stagger, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So the agent did take 1 damage hitting you, Prior. However, when the dice are lost, that basically means they do nothing, but the last 2 dice still clash, correct?
Yep. Oh,
Yes.
The enemy attack was a crit, so it takes another 1. Force damage is doubled on crit.
Right. Thank you. Oh wait, sorry. Which dice was
The first
oh,
one.
The first one.
That was a D10. Yeah, it was a 10 on a D10.
Oh shit. Oh shit. So who? Yes, from the thorns. The agent does take another 1. There we go.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you. And then the last 2 clash. It's a 5 evade versus a 7. Actually, you. Oh no, feeble is only to the offensive. So you do lose this clash, Prior.
Yep.
7 beats you, so you gain another feeble, but you also
Yep.
gain another thorns.
Oh, that's nice.
And I believe that means this agent takes 2 damage from Prior's thorns.
Yep. And then I take another 7 damage.
Yep, and you take 7 slashing damage, which is reduced to 6. But you take 7 stagger.
Does my
5 from the evade.
yes for my evade? Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you. I forgot to calculate the evade.
No, yeah. So 21. So okay, I take the 2 damage to my stagger and the 7 damage to my health. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Prior's at half health. Prior is under half health.
You're under half health? Well, that means some things will
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. The agent comes in with the axe, catches Prior across the cheek, and then I imagine right in the gut. The third swing for Prior's feet, he narrowly pulls it out of the way so it doesn't chop him right off at the ankle. But as blood is pouring down Prior's face and leg, he suddenly seems to tense, as if something inside of him stirs, and he stands with somehow even more strength than he did before.
Absolutely. And you clash 3 times, so you get 2 more emotion points from those other 2 clashes.
Yes. Alrighty.
Dude, it should be 3. They crashed 3 times.
Oh, yes, but I grabbed an emotion point from the first one already.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good. Thank you for reminding me. I should have had them all go together. You know what? For me remembering, I'll say that I'll calculate your guys' emotion points at the beginning of the clashes happening, so you get them all at once. If that works for
Excellent.
everyone.
Depends on kind of how clashing goes.
Yes,
There can
because
be
we could
instances-
stagger.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Okay, in that case, I'll just remember after each class to remind you guys. Let me write that note down for myself. There we go. And this agent can only use its 0 light attack now. So it's going to use, you know what, Prior? It's been hitting you. It's gonna hit the old man some more.
Let's do it. I have no dice to defend myself.
Bloodstained Magnificence. Absolutely. The first attack hits you for 3.
3 damage, yep.
Yep. Which you get to reduce for your first one to 2 damage, but the stagger is still free. And you're inflicted with 1 bleed. However, it hit you and you have thorns on you. I believe you have 2 thorns?
2 thorns. So we'll take 2 damage.
Agent will take 2 damage in response. And then it will save that evade dice there. So you all watch as this agent comes in, again, Prior, swinging twice with the axe, and says, "That sort of devoutness And you can see, Kai, that the agent is looking right at you as it speaks. And there's like a look, a gleam in his eyes.
Yeah, Pryor falls to one knee and coughs. Blood comes out of his mouth, and he wipes it off with his sleeve and says, "End the suppression, now!"
Oh my god.
And Miix, we go to you.
God, Miix is once again having to deal with Pryor and having to get him out of the situation. I suppose Miix can put in a little bit of effort here. And again, it is fun watching Pryor struggle. But Miix will quickly ready themselves and they will attack this agent.
Absolutely. The agent has no speed dice left, Miix.
Oh, yeah. That...
Oh, actually, I just realized something before we go to your turn, Miix. Pryor, you didn't get your after use trigger.
None of my offensive skills hit.
Right, none of your offensive skills hit. So you do not get that trigger then. So Miix, we go right to you.
In this case, Miix will go ahead and just do something simple here, I think. They will go ahead and do Splintered Shard.
Absolutely. The agent cannot respond.
There's a crit.
Oh my gosh. So Miix, you crit on your first one. So you get to you're not winning a clash, so no bind. You get to inflict 2 sinking on the agent. So that's going to be 2 sinking. You get to inflict 1 bind with your crit. And on your damage, you get to add +1 from your might 4. So you are going to be dealing 8 piercing damage. And you're going to be dealing 7 stagger damage. And then your second hit goes off. That one is not a crit. You actually rolled minimum value, so you can... Oh no, sorry, that one doesn't get to do that. My bad. That one's not reliable. But you do 2 sinking. So that's going to be 4. You did not crit, but you get to add your extra damage. They do take extra from blunt. So you're going to be dealing 4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be dealing 3 stagger. Because of the fact that they also take an extra 1 from their blunt stagger. And this agent, at this point, you have all noticed, is looking pretty bad, on the verge of being staggered from how they're beginning to move.
Gotcha.
And would you like to
Miix...
describe what
Yeah.
the attack looks like?
I think Miix, the attack looks pretty similar to how it is, but I think in the middle of strikes, or right before, I think Miix kind of says, "Oh, Pryor, you look like you're having trouble there. Do you need my assistance?"
Please suppress the agent.
Oh. Well, you did sound cute when you asked nicely, so I suppose I can help. So much for having a relaxing day. It's alright, I'll complain to Jessica about it later. And Miix will go in once again, just sort of smacking the agent around and just, again, in between strikes saying, "You really, really should learn how to fight. It's embarrassing, a manager who can't fight properly."
Oh, that Pryor burrows holes into the side of Miix's skull as he clutches his wounds and stews in a bubbling anger that he holds back by biting his tongue.
Oh.
And And yeah, that will be. You know what, Mix. You know what? Oh God, I should Mix wouldn't.
No, do it, Mix.
Yeah, Mix.
Give in.
Mix. Give in. Mix sees that and says, "Oh, you look like you want to say something." Unfortunately, unlike Kai. I'm not content in being your little puppy. If you really want me to clean up my act, maybe we can talk about this after. And that will be a Mix.
Absolutely. That's your first speed dice, Mix. Prior, you've already acted, so you don't get yours. And Kai, we go to you, having just heard that exchange between them, I imagine.
Oh my god. Prior's the one who usually sasses back Mix. Kai just hates her quietly, I think. But Jesus Lord. I don't know how he did.
Neither does Mix.
Oh my god. Sorry. Okay. Well, like Prior so kindly asked, and Mick so grossly and annoyingly responded, Kai will also go to try to repress said agent.
Absolutely. So you're also targeting the agent.
Yes.
The agent cannot respond. So you can attack them and it will go unopposed by them.
Okie dokie. Okay, I believe Nostalgic Embrace does stagger. So I shall.
Absolutely.
Meow.
So on use, you do not have any ailments at this time. You do not win the clash because there is no clash, but you do inflict 1 bleed, and you get to add +1 to your damage you do. And they're also weak to blunt, so they're taking 4 blunt damage total, and they're taking 3 stagger from the blunt. And then you get to save your block dice, Kai,
Yippee.
as it went unopposed. Also, you gain 2 aggro.
Okie dokie.
And I believe, if you'd like to describe what it looks like, as this agent is preoccupied, I imagine, trying to bring that axe down on Prior.
Kai, how is this agent's health looking? Because I don't want to be like, Kai obliterates them or whatever if you're like, oh, the agent's like good.
Oh, so Kai, this agent, you know Carnelian. Carnelian's not one of your stronger agents. For some reason, he's still standing. It's almost like having this axe in his hands and the shoes on his feet is like fueling him as you see him continue to hack away at Prior despite the blood and the wounds that this agent has sustained.
Oh, God. Okay, If I could go for, well, like, I can't do anything super specific, so, I think the attempt is, even though it seems like this person is almost, that Carnelian is almost like, I mean, he is possessed, but like being puppeted, I guess, Kai will try to hit him hard enough in the head that the blood might block his vision and blind him, so he's less likely to be able to hit Prior. I know that's not actually something that I can, like, mechanically do, but that's the goal.
Absolutely. As you do so, you see the blood trailing down, but it's almost as if this agent doesn't necessarily need to see to attack, as they just seem to swing out at what's in front of them, urged on by that pair of shoes. And Miix, we go to your second speed dice. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Miix like smiles and says, "Oh, you did your best, Kai. I really don't know what you see in him, but it's all right.
Mhm.
I'll help you out here." And I think, well, let's see.
What would you like to
You
use,
know what?
Miix?
Miix will once again, sort of go, crazy style, I think, and do a little, I think I'll do a duel again. Well,
Do you have the
Just-
light? For
Yeah,
that?
do you have the light for that? I think you currently have
No,
one light.
no, I have 3 light. Because thankfully I got the regen and also the on-kill
Right.
effect. So I have enough for 1, although this would reduce me to 0. But why not? Why not? So I'll go ahead and do that.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, right, you got... It didn't automatically calculate the light you got back. My bad. I'm so sorry about
Yeah.
that. I was looking at your sheet and only said 1 light. There you go. You've got your
Alright.
free light now because you got to regen it on the kill.
Yay! All right, I will go ahead and do that. Yeah, we'll do this.
Absolutely.
Lucky 7.
Oh, shit.
That's true. 3 7s.
Yep, you get to gain 2 haste on use of this. So you get your 2 haste. Then you get to save that evade because it goes unopposed. Your second one hits, and you are dealing no clash. You inflict 1 fragile. So I'll have to keep that fragile into account. And you get to add +1 from your might 4. So that's going to be 7 + 1. I believe fragile makes it so all of the damage affinities have +1 for every fragile.
Yeah.
So you are doing 8 damage. And it's at 0, so it would be a +1. So that's going to be 9 damage to this agent.
Nice.
For that first one. You are also doing the stagger damage. Just fragile, I believe.
Fragile does not apply to stagger.
Got it. Fragile is only to damage, so you're only doing 7 to the stagger resist. And then you inflict another 1 fragile on that hit. So this time, the agent is actually taking 7 plus the extra 1 that you get. And the affinity is going to be -2 this time. Or sorry, it's going to be +2 this time because of fragile, 2 fragile. So that's going to be 10 damage. And the stagger is
Nice.
only 7. This agent looks on the verge of becoming staggered. You
Yeah.
can tell that look in their eyes is beginning to waver a bit. As you pierce your spear into them, you get to save those unopposed evade dice for later.
Cool.
And would you like to describe what it looks like when you attack?
Yeah, Miix as they attack, sort of coming in once again, because, oh gosh. Well, now that their friend Kai, probably the one person they actually like here, is fighting. I mean, Miix wants to help him out. So Miix sort of like, as Kai, finishes his, Miix comes in and almost like following up the momentum of Kai's attack, Miix comes in and pierces the agent several times with a spear, all the while saying, "Well, you're lucky, Prior, to have the both of us here to help you. Where would you be without us?" And once they finish up, Miix looks over at Kai and nods and smiles and says, "You shouldn't exert yourself too much, Kai. I don't think he's worth that much effort, personally, but..."
I really don't want you to say that about him.
Oh, come on.
Could you not talk about him like that, please?
Protective as ever.
And as you two bicker, Vera, you see that the...
Vera takes a moment to jot down in her notes this interaction between the three of them.
Absolutely.
Well, this clerk in front of me is not much of a threat, so I'm going to move over to the agent. And now that they're surrounded, I'm going to go... I don't know why some of these stats keep being weird, but I should have 3 light, which gives me just enough to use Heart Ripper.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I'm going to do, against the agent, just straight axe hit to the chest. I know Heart Ripper gives me strength at the start, so I immediately get that. Also gives me fragile, but who cares? We live for danger. Heart Ripper gets an additional +1 thanks to bonus doubler. So 1 huge axe hit to the chest against the agent. 21.
21.
It's not clashing against the block die, so it doesn't gain the extra power. Does deal an additional 1 damage from the bleed, thanks to its hit effect, and also another 1 damage from might. So a total of 23 damage before affinities. Oh, plus another 2 from fragile.
That is,
So 25, and then whatever he has.
25. The affinity is a -1, but I don't think... Yeah, so it would just be 25 -1. That is 24 damage. Oh my gosh. That is almost enough to kill this agent. And in terms of stagger, that is enough to stagger this agent as well.
Wonderful.
If you would like to describe what it looks like as this agent has their back turned to you, I imagine, and you come on in.
Vera, seeing that his back is to her, will actually kind of scream in order to get his attention. So when he turns, it's just axe blow straight to the chest. And given that this guy is like possessed by fucking red shoes, I think it's fair to say that he can survive having his heart literally being exposed. So that's the state he's in right now. His heart is exposed.
Oh, absolutely! You can see that the heart is beating, and there's almost this red glow, like this pinkish red glow around the heart. And you can see that the shoes, those teeth have clamped even tighter as blood begins to trickle down the skin from the ankles. And Vera, you've got a second speed dice. What would you like to do?
So I don't have any light remaining, but I do have one very specially named skill. I'm going to go in with a groin buster.
Oh, absolutely.
So that would be a total of 5 blunt damage.
Absolutely. So actually...
I do believe that dice rolled its minimum value.
Yep, you get to
yes,
re-roll
look
the
at that.
dice.
Reroll. 5 again.
5 again. So that's not a crit. However, you do get to... can you trigger Tremor Burst yet? I don't believe so, right?
I mean, I can. It's 2 stagger, but it doesn't do anything. So all it does is just get rid of his tremor.
Absolutely. I I also just realized he's currently staggered, so he actually didn't benefit from that -1 for the slash you did before. So he actually is at less health than I thought.
He was staggered after the hit, so it didn't count.
Thank you. Okay, just wanted to make sure of the order of that. But for this one, that's gonna be 5 blunt.
Plus the 2 from fragile, plus whatever he has from his weakness, I think you said?
Yep, because he's weak to blunt. So that is gonna be 5, 6, 7 from the fragile, 8, and I also believe that I just realized you have a might bonus, don't you?
Oh, yes. So another +1.
That is enough to reduce him to 0 health. If you would like to describe what it looks like and whether or not you are going in lethally.
Well, it's a Red Shoes agent. They can't be saved. So, swift kick to the nuts. His heart explodes. I think that's a fitting way to go.
Absolutely. As you give him a swift kick to the nuts, you all watch the heart explode. The red shoes tear themselves from this agent's body. I'm gonna say there is a clerk remaining, but I think if you're all okay ending the combat here, because I don't think that clerk is gonna be a problem for all of you. And I know there's still a boss fight, and I want to be conscientious about time. So I'm gonna say if you guys want to say that you're able to suppress the clerk.
Yeah, I think that.
I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You all watch the red shoes tear themselves off of the corpse of the agent. And they start to try to run away, but all of you would easily be able to grab the shoes and bring them back to the containment unit.
Agent casualty reported. Humiliating is an understatement, Kai. One of your agents are dead.
I'll leave him alone.
I will leave who I wish to leave alone, and I will speak to who I wish to speak, how I wish to speak to them.
You certainly do.
Mm-hmm.
Casualty report will be mandated. I'll get the training team on an incident report. I expect you all for tomorrow morning to have some written documentation to explain how we can prevent such an incident in the future.
I have your written documentation here. And Miix, tries to hide that they're flipping Prior off.
You know, Miix, no matter how far you run from home, you will still be a child. Throw your tantrum. People are dead, and it will remain your fault. Yeah, doesn't feel good, does it? Not a game. I'm not playing the fuck around. Someone is dead. Dead. And they're not coming back. And I'm sure from your ivory nestborn tower, you're really used to looking onto the back streets, seeing the cruelty that you and yours inflict so thoughtlessly. Well, it's not thoughtless to me, and it's not thoughtless here. Your agents deserve better than you. This facility deserves better than you. And this fucking city deserves better than you. So why don't you start acting like a fucking adult? Clerk, let's get back to the training team. There's no one here worth our time anymore.
Understood, Mr. Pryor. And you can see around the corner, all the other clerks are peeking their heads out that have been brought out of their panic. And they're kind of looking nervously around, like they're waiting for an order or to be told to do something or to be told things are okay.
All right, everyone. Abnormality suppressed. Let's indoctrinate. No, never mind. Let's 2B61T1. Form buddies, double up, triple up for you because we're down a man. Head back, decompress, counseling sessions for all of you. Get the incident report on my desk. Dismissed.
They all nod their heads and rush to go fulfill your orders. And all of you are left in the hall with the corpse
Kai, put it in the incinerator.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Don't apologize, just be better.
Got anything else to say, Mr. Pryor? Gonna keep yapping.
Excellent work, Merru.
Right.
Vera, very sorry you had to see that, but the situation was resolved. I'll go make sure that Manuel disables the first trumpet.
Wouldn't be a day of work without at least a single breach.
I'm glad your expectations are so low.
If we didn't have one, I'd say you guys would be slacking off.
You'll find that on page 47 of my report. What a mess. I'll get the cleaning crew down here. And Pryor pulls out his tablet and starts trying to find clerks and agents he can send down here to start repairing the hallway of the facility.
Absolutely. So, the clerks and agents will start to do so, as they're told to. You all have a moment. There's two things that can happen, actually. You all can decide whether or not you would like to take a rest. But before that happens, I believe Miix and Merru both have story abilities that they could use if they so choose, because there is a corpse here.
Ooh, that's a great point, actually. Sure, why not?
Miix, would you like to use your story ability, Understanding?
Yes, I'd love to.
All right. Now, for this story ability, this is pre-Library of Runa. So technically there aren't distortions and stuff yet, but there are abnormalities. And you, as you are, especially as the information team department head, as you are inspecting the body in its state and the red shoes that were worn beforehand, you can be given some knowledge of this person's mental state and history, which I imagine Kai could also fill you in on.
Sure thing.
You know that this agent seems to have put on those red shoes, and you know that the red shoes tend to enchant and draw people to them. It looks like this agent probably was acting on a desire. You're not quite sure what it might have been, but it seems like it was this very strong obsession that became aggression. And as you're inspecting the body as well, it occurs to you the fact that those clerks were in a panic. But it seems a bit odd. Well, the clerks panic very easily. So it does make sense that an agent wielding the walls with an axe would send them into a panic stir.
Yeah.
But there is the question of, are there any other corpses that may be left unattended in the facility? Because you're not sure how long this agent was roaming about. And you're not sure if there might have been more that made the clerks enter into a panic.
Okay. I mean, Miix will bring all this up to everyone, obviously.
Think we'll have more bodies to clean up if we look around?
Maybe. Miix it has been like squatted next to the body, and then, they stand up straight and say, regardless, we should be careful. This doesn't bode well for anyone. I guess, since when does anything happening in this facility bode well for anyone ever?
After I dispose of this, I guess we should probably go be responsible and make sure that nothing else like this happens.
Yeah, you're right. It's our duty and all that. How's everyone looking? And Miix will sort of survey the room.
I'm fine.
Pretty tip-top shape. This guy, and she'll point to Pryor, seems like he got himself a little beat up.
He tends to.
He does.
Prior grips his tablet so tightly you can kind of hear the metal bending slightly, which is impressive considering how weak his handshake was, as he grits his teeth and turns back and goes, "My capacity is exactly what it needs to be. I have the same gear certification as you all, and I manage my department like a well-oiled machine. I would appreciate you keep the colored commentary to a minimum on my ability to fight. Thank you very much."
I was only speaking the truth.
He was.
Sorry you can't handle it.
It's true.
I love silence. Rare
Me
with him.
too. That's true.
Mm.
He's such a chatterbox. He likes to hear his own voice, I think.
It's something that you two are very similar about, actually.
Really? See, I think he's more obnoxious about it. At least I'm quiet. He's very loud.
Quiet is an interesting word.
I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs to make myself feel big.
Your
No.
voice is pretty obnoxious.
That is
I
true.
don't say that. Come on.
Alright, lover birds, you got a facility to manage. Save the flirting for later.
Flirting? I'll show you a thing or two about that later if you're free, but let's keep
Don't do
going.
that.
In that case, then. Oh, please respond first.
We'll see if I'm free if you're able to impress me.
Oh, darling, it's the other way around with everybody for me.
God, can we just get back to work?
In that case, then, would you all like to, instead of taking a rest, would you all like to forge ahead and investigate to see if there's anything else concerning around? Or would you all like to take a moment and take an hour to rest yourselves?
Seems everyone else wishes to push on. Push on we shall.
Absolutely. I think here is a good time to call for an intermission, but before we do, Merru, do you
Yes.
want to do anything with your story ability of harvest with the corpse, or are you going to stay away from the corpse?
I'm gonna stay away from it. I don't really see if there's anything I can do that really makes sense.
Absolutely. Just wanted to give you the option just in case. So would you all like to follow after Vera then?
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
good.
Absolutely. And it is here that we'll call our 15-minute intermission. We will be back very soon, and I hope you're all excited for what is in store. See you all soon.